guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to a top 10. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've done a top 10. So I thought, well, I'm going to do one today, and this one's a little bit different. This is the top 10 best horror movie endings. Now, this doesn't mean the end of a franchise. It just means the end of a specific movie. It's got like an epic ending to the film. And it's sort of like, and it's sort of like come out and you thought, wow, what a great ending. And these personally are my 10 favourites. Now, they will change, obviously, because movies do change as you go along. New films come out, or you re-watch one you haven't watched for years, and you think, wow, what an incredible ending to a film. It doesn't necessarily mean these are the most shocking endings. So I've excluded films like Sleepaway Camp, things like that, which have got like a bit of a shock ending and stuff like that, and things like that. But these are some of the great movies endings that I thought were fantastic and amazing. So it is a top 10. So we start at number 10. And number 10 is in this collection of Dario Argento films. And it's his classic, Sesperia. Yes, what an amazing ending to a film. The whole film is incredible. It's one of the best sort of witchcraft films ever made. But it does have one of those sort of real build-ups to a climatic end when you sort of like, I don't want to say it because I don't want to spoil any of these endings for you. All that I'm saying, if you haven't seen these films have got amazing endings, in my honest opinion. Some you will know, some you might not. So if you've not seen Sesperia, yeah, it's a great film. It's a little bit of a slow burn, sort of witchcraft, supernatural film by Argento. But yeah, the ending is pretty cool, and I really, really like the sort of climax of the film. It's amazing. So number 10 is Sesperia by Dario Argento. Number 9 is a British horror film. I believe it's by Ben Wheatley, and it's called Kill List. Again, this is another film that's a little bit of a sort of build up to a climatic end, because you don't know where the film's going. It's, you know, the film starts off really with these two sort of criminals and their families and the dysfunctional sort of like relationships going on, and then you find out why. And what happens at the end, you know, it sort of like turns into being an amazing sort of British folk horror film. Really cool film. One, again, I really need to sit down and re-watch and bring to my channel, because it's been a number of years since I watched this. I would love this to get a brand new release from Second Sight. I think they could easily pick this film up, and that would be amazing. Really, really cool. So number 9, great ending, is Kill List. Now you're saying, why are you not telling us the ending? Because I don't want to spoil the ending, because you may not have seen these films, and there's nothing I'm going to do to spoil your ending. Some of these I'll probably mention bits in there that are sort of like that are classic sort of bits that you might know, but it's not going to spoil the ending of the film. Number 8 is a modern horror film that was out about a year or so ago, and it's Late Night with the Devil. Again, this film I've reviewed on my channel, and it's about a TV show, and a night, one of those American nighttime chat shows like Letterman and stuff like that, but it's slowly going down in ratings. And one of his friends, who's a doctor, has a patient who believes is possessed by like a devil or demon, and he decides to bring him on the show for an interview. And so the whole sort of film unfolds from that. It's a really cool concept, a little bit like Ghost Watch, but much, much more sinister and better than Ghost Watch, obviously. But yeah, it's a really, really cool film. Amazing modern horror film. One of the best ones in the last sort of 5 years, really. So yes, number 8, Late Night of the Devil's got a great ending. Number 7 is a bit of an obvious one, really, where everyone's probably seen. It's an M.H. Night film with Bruce Campbell, and it's The Sixth Sense. I've got to put it in there because the ending was incredible. When I saw it, it was absolutely amazing. Yes, the reveal is incredible, but then there's the heartbreaking bit, and the sort of warm bit with the son and the mother at the end and stuff like that. It was such an emotional ride at the end of the film. And I thought, what a great way to end this sort of supernatural horror film. And it's absolutely fantastic. And it's just like, wow, that's played with every sort of emotion. Because not only you sort of like, I thought that was going to happen, or oh my God, I didn't see that coming. And then you've got this sort of heartbreaking and emotional and heartwarming ending, which is really, really cool. And it's a great ending to a film, which was really good. It's a real good supernatural horror film, anyway, The Sixth Sense, about a young lad who believes he can see and speak to dead people, and Bruce Willis, as this sort of like psychiatrist, is sort of like working along with the young lad to sort of help him out because he doesn't really communicate with anyone apart from Bruce Willis. So it's really, really cool, and it's got an amazing, amazing ending. So number 7 is The Sixth Sense. Number 6 is a classic 70s classic film with Sissy Spacek, Carrie. What a great ending to the film! The whole third part of the film, the whole final part of the film is incredible. Sorry guys, a bit of a warm day today. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, amazing film, and the ending is just absolutely superb. And don't forget, guys, with these titles that mean a lot to you, get these protectors. You know, protect your classics. Now that's never going to get any damage. It's not going to get worn. It's going to keep nice. It's not going to get battered because it's in the protector. So they are good for. I only get these now and again for films that I absolutely adore and want to protect. There's one film in here I've really got to get protected, but I can't find a case to fit it. But when I do, I will order it. I can get cases that are too big for it or ones that are too small, but to get the exact size is a bit of a pain in the arse. But anyway, number 6, fantastic ending, and a bit of a jump scare ending as well in there, is Carrie. Really cool. So we're down to the top 5 of my favourite horror film endings. Number 5 is Dario Argento, again with Tenbury. Again, it's one of those films that you might have seen coming or you didn't. I didn't see it coming at all. And it didn't disappoint. The whole film doesn't disappoint. It's a great giallo-esque horror film, sort of giallo-esque slasher. It's got elements of both in there, and it's fantastic. About this guy that writes these books, these murder books, like murder mysteries, and then there's a killer out there copying some of the murders in the book, and they're sort of pursuing him or his family and loved ones, and his ex-wife and things like that. It's a really cool idea of a story, and the ending is absolutely fantastic. Is it a slow burn? Not really. I think it moves at a good pace because there is quite a few killings in it. You've got a couple of detectives in there, and it's just a great story with great characters. So number 5, great horror film ending, is Tenbury. Number 4, a classic 70s film by Tobe Hooper, and it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Again, I love the ending to this film. Mostly because of the Leatherface dance. The chainsaw dance is like legendary. It's one of the legendary scenes in this film, just like the first sort of kill in the film with the guy being killed in the doorway with the hammer. It's got that sort of classic feel that everybody remembers the ending of this film, mostly because of the Leatherface dance. But it is a good ending anyway. But that sort of adds to its iconic kind of ending, and I think pretty much 3 of these have got an iconic ending, and this one has, and it's a really amazing film. It's about, if you've never seen it, it's about a group of teens making their trip in a VW, and they sort of come across this outback area of America where there's like this sort of I don't know what to call them, sort of like withdrawn from normal society family live, and all these and the family that live there are sort of maniacs and cannibals and stuff like that, and they sort of prey upon this poor group of teens that are making their way through there, and they succumb to the hands of the family, who includes obviously Leatherface. Yeah, it's an amazing film, really cool, great film, and the ending is awesome. So number 4 is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Number 3 is a bit of a curveball I've put in there, but I love the ending of the film. It is quite of a modern film, and it's called Orphan, which is a really cool film about this family that adopt this uh, girl, I believe, from a different country, and she is quite evil, and she sort of like turns the family against one another and all this kind of thing. And it's got an absolutely kill of an ending, absolutely amazing ending, which when you see it, you remember it. It's one of those things, a bit like Sleepaway Camp, but I prefer the ending in this. This was not as shocking, I suppose, as that, but it's still shocking in a lot of ways. But it was like, wow, kind of ending, and it's really cool. And the way it sort of ends is like really well explained as well. It's not like Scooby Doo to you. It's a really cool film. Like I said, about this girl that moves in, that gets young girl that gets adopted by this family that take her on, and it's really cool. It contains the actress from The Conjuring and stuff like that. It's a great film, amazing ending, amazing. So number 3 is Orphan. Number 2, of course, I've got to put it in there. I have to, because I love the ending to the film. I love the whole film. It's Robert Eggers' The Witch. What an amazing ending to the film. Really cool. As you know, the synopsis, because I've told you 1,000 times, set in medieval New England, America, where a family gets shunned by a village. They move out to start a farm on their own, which fails because they build their farm on the ground and woodlands where a witch lives. And they sort of like are under her sort of curses, and the family start turning on one another, and all this sort of crazy stuff kind of goes on. They all accuse them of being witches, and the ending is like, that's an incredible ending to the film. I'm so glad it went there. It's that kind of ending, uh, especially when we finally get to meet Black Phillip, and we get to see where our female lead story goes, and you know what happens to our poor family. It's such a good ending, and it's really cool. It's the perfect way to end this film, because it means you can't make a Witch 2 really, because it's complete. And I love the way it's ended. It's an amazing film, such a cool, amazing film. I love it so much, and it is an amazing ending. Number 2 is The Witch. So the best horror film ending, I think, of all time, at number 1. I thought about it for ages, but I had to put it there, and it's Robin Hardy's The Wicker Man. It's just so iconic and just amazing. It just sort of, I think back in the day, when this film, I never saw this film. When I was really young, it was on TV one year, and I caught the end. And for years, I didn't know what the film was, and it always stuck in my mind. I think, what was that film with that thing in it, with that guy? What film was that? And it took me a long time to discover what it was. And in one night, it was when I was a lot older, in the sort of like probably early 80s. It was on again one year, The Wicker Man, and I watched it, and I thought, this film it's really cool. It's really creepy, and it's like really, um, really bizarre, and really sort of like interesting, with this detective looking for this missing girl, and this whole village sort of denying it. What's going on? And then it came to the end. And I thought, it's the film. It's that, and it's the most iconic ending to the film of any sort of film, I believe, of that has ever been made. It's such a cool ending, such a cool film. It's amazing. So I think the best ever horror movie ending is definitely The Wicker Man. But it could change. Like I said, I could go out and watch. I could watch Paranormal Activity and think, "Oh, that ending's the best ending I've ever seen." My favourite film, Alien. Now, Alien, to me, that was the only thing I didn't like, was the ending. It's not a bad ending, but I just think there could have been other ways to have ended it. Maybe we'll do a video on that one day. Maybe we'll do a video on 5 movies endings that what I think they could have done with it. That might be an interesting video to do. But yeah, like I could pick out The Unborn, or I could pick out I don't know, Jennifer's Body. I'm just looking at my films randomly. The Devil, Gremlins, you know, and then think, oh, actually, that's the best ending I've ever seen. But at this present moment in time, I think the iconic and most important and incredible ending to a horror film is The Wicker Man. Cheers, guys.